morning, everyone. Today's lesson, you are going to need your math book. Specifically, you'll need pages 130 and 131. You'll need a pencil, and you will also need to get the elevation worksheet from my desk. Pause the video to get those items now. Okay, today's goals. I can compare rational numbers, and I can use rational numbers to describe temperature and elevation. Yesterday we were talking about temperature. Today is going to be focusing on elevation. Rational numbers just mean numbers that can be made into fractions. On page 130, you see this picture. Definition of elevation is the height above a given level, like sea level. And when we look at this picture, 0 is a very important number, just like it was with temperature. 0 is indicating sea level. So this is the top of the ocean. This line right here is the top of the ocean. So everything that we talk about in elevation is in relation to that number. First, we're going to just determine how far above or below sea level each animal is. We're going to measure at their eye level. Pause the video to do that now. Okay, so you should have your measurements in the in your book. So let's first start with what we know. We know that 0 is sea level, so 0 is the top of the ocean, and the penguin is currently at the top of the ocean. Imagine like the penguin's coming up for air. It's at sea level, it's at elevation 0. Okay, 0 meters or 0 feet, whatever we want to use, what measurement, it's always sea level. From there, let's look at the elevation of maybe the dolphin. When I look at the eye level, it looks like my pointer goes between 0 and 5. Okay, so I need to find a number that is between 0 and 5. That's kind of in the middle. I don't want to use decimals today, so I'm going to just guess to make it 3 meters. If you put 2 meters, that's fine. Okay, your answers will be slightly different than mine for this lesson. So if you want to change that to 3 meters, do that now. And then let's look at everything above sea level. So let's look at the seagull. The seagull, eye level, when I go over to the y-axis or the vertical number line, is at 10 meters. Okay, so notice that I'm writing these numbers next to the animal. These will come in very handy later, so make sure that you're writing them down. Okay, we're going to drop down to below sea level. So that means that we are now going underwater. So we have the shark. And when I go eye level over to the number line, I'm going to estimate that to be -3 meters. Our dolphin, which is at +3 meters, our shark, which is at -3 meters. What about the fish? What do you think this elevation would be for the fish? My estimation is -8 meters. If you put -7, again, that's okay, but I'm going to be using my numbers for the lesson, so just know that if your answers are off, if you used a different number, that's the reason why. Lastly, the octopus. The octopus's eyes are right here on its face, and when we go over to the number line, that is at -10 meters. So now that we have the elevation for all the animals on our picture, we can start answering the questions about other animals that we include. Number 2, a mobula ray is 3 meters above the surface of the ocean. How does its vertical position to the height or depth of the jumping dolphin, the flying seagull, and the octopus? Okay, notice on our picture, I added a picture of a mobula ray. I also have real life pictures of mobula rays. They do jump out of the water pretty high. So having it 3 meters above the surface of the water is not unusual for this animal. So the dotted red line is showing the eyes for the mobula ray. So how is the vertical position compared to the dolphin? Okay, you're going to have a space in your book where you're going to write down what the elevation is, or the elevation difference between them. Is there a difference between the mobula ray and the dolphin? No, so you're going to write 0 meters there. What about the flying seagull? Okay, well, we had said that the dolphin was at 3 meters above sea level. The seagull was at 10 meters above sea level. The mobula ray is also 3 meters above the sea level. So what is the difference in vertical distance on the number line? How far is +3 from +10? Okay, and you should say that the seagull is 7 meters above the mobula ray. What about compared to the octopus? How far apart are those two animals? Remember, the mobula ray is at +3, the octopus is at -10. How far apart are they? Write your answer in your book. Okay, number 3, this is on page 131. An albatross is 5 meters above the surface of the ocean. How does its vertical position compare to the height or depth of the jumping dolphin, the flying seagull, and the octopus? Okay, so you're going to answer about the comparing to the same animals. Here's a picture of an albatross. Albatrosses are kind of like seagulls, but they're bigger. So this albatross is at 5 meters above the ocean. And how does it compare to the dolphin? So how far apart are the dolphin and the albatross? The dolphin was at +3, the albatross is at +5. How far apart are they? You're going to find the distance of the albatross compared to the seagull, and you're going to find the distance of the albatross compared to the octopus, and you're going to write those in your book. Number 4, okay, is a clownfish. A clownfish is 2 meters below the surface of the ocean. And how does its vertical position compare to the height of the dolphin, the seagull, and the octopus? You're going to compare its distance from each of those 3 animals and write them in your book. Pause the video to do that now. Okay, last question. Number 5, the vertical distance of a new dolphin from the dolphin in the picture is 3 meters. What is its distance from the surface of the ocean? So if I add another dolphin onto this picture, which is 3 meters away from the dolphin already on the picture, how far from the surface of the ocean will it be? Write your answer down. Pause the video to do that. Next, we're going to watch a short video using elevation in real life. This is going to be part of your elevation worksheet that you had to pick up. So make sure you have the worksheet while you're watching this video, because you will be filling in elevations of different cities from the video and then answering questions about them. Pause the video to make sure you have the worksheet. Okay, so now that you have your worksheet, here's this short video on elevation in the real world.